In today's video, we'll be looking at 7 grade 9 sentences that you can use in your GCSE Spanish exams. We'll be looking through an example for each one, which will hopefully help you put these phrases into your GCSE Spanish speaking and writing. So the first show-off phrase is Si tuviera que dar mi opinión, diría que. If I had to give my opinion, I would say that. This is a great one because you can put this in front of pretty much any opinion, and it sounds really complex. You've got several tenses in there, and it will be one that will impress an examiner. So here's an example of how you could use this phrase with the free time unit where you're talking about your hobbies. So, si tuviera que dar mi opinión, diría que jugar al fútbol es más divertido que jugar al baloncesto. So that means if I had to give my opinion, I would say that playing football is more fun than playing basketball. So just adding that really complex phrase at the beginning just makes it sound so much better. My next grade 9 phrase is cuando sea mayor or cuando tenga 18 años. So they mean when I'm older or when I'm 18 years old. And these are great sentence starters to put in before a future tense sentence. And they are really complex and show off quite a lot to an examiner because they both contain the subjunctive tense, which is seen as quite a difficult tense in Spanish. So the example I've given here is cuando tenga 18 años, me gustaría ir a la Universidad de Manchester. So when I'm 18, I would like to go to the University of Manchester. So this would fit in really nicely with a future plans topic or education. And again, like I said, it just really fits with anything that you are talking about in the future. So our next phrase is siempre me ha gustado, I have always liked, which is in the present perfect tense. So the example I've given here is siempre me ha gustado la idea de vivir en España. I've always liked the idea of living in Spain. So this would fit really nicely into the my town topic or even the travel topic. So my next example is siempre he querido, I have always wanted, again, another present perfect sentence. So my example here is siempre he querido dar la vuelta al mundo, I have always wanted to travel around the world. So that's a great one to fit into the travel unit, but you can think of lots of different examples for all the different topics for GCSE Spanish. So these next phrases, me permite and me ayuda, are really great ones when you're trying to develop an opinion or justify an opinion. So for example, you might want to say something like, I really like this because it allows me to do this. So these are great phrases when you're trying to do that. So the example I've given here is me interesa aprender otros idiomas ya que me permite descubrir nuevas culturas. So I'm interested in learning other languages given that it allows me to discover new cultures. You can see here I have used a developed opinion, I've justified my opinion, and it's a really complex sentence that will really impress an examiner. Just something to point out that after me permite or me ayuda, you're most likely going to want to use the infinitive. So the next phrase is no aguanto or no soporto, which means I can't stand something. And this is just a really easy one to swap out for odio, I hate. It's just a little bit more unusual. It might be something that the examiner won't see quite as much as odio, and it just sounds a little bit more interesting in your GCSE speaking and writing. And the example I've given here is no aguanto las películas de horror porque me dan miedo. So that means I really can't stand horror films because they scare me. So that's an example of how you could use that phrase. And my final show-off phrase is lo bueno es que or lo malo es que, which is the good thing is that or the bad thing is that. And the example here is from the My Town unit. Me encanta vivir en Sheffield. Lo bueno es que hay muchos parques, pero lo malo es que no hay mucho que hacer. para los jóvenes, which means I love to live in Sheffield. The good thing is that there are lots of parks, but the bad thing is that there isn't much to do for young people. Thank you for watching. Adios.